Hello and welcome back to the United Forum. This is your latest Manchester United news, Manchester United transfer news updates, and your opportunity to voice your opinion now. Manchester United 5, Leeds United 1. What a first game we had. What a way to start this season off. Like I said during the previous show, the first game matters. It is the game that sets the tune, and Manchester United have done it in style, beating their rivals 5-1. Yes, one less than last season's 6-2 win, but still the same hammering, I would say. What a match. And yes, before the kickoff, Manchester United, a huge round of applause to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for doing this. Rafael Varane's unveiling. What a way that was to unveil Rafael Varane. Remember, none of the fans out there knew this. Manchester United did not give us a hint about them unveiling Rafael Varane, and this, I, I must say that this set the tone perfectly for the match. It gave that extra energy, extra bit of energy for the fans out there to cheer up for the players when kickoff started. And I think what a way that was to start things off. What a way to set the tone for the fans before kickoff. And I must say that the players out there, the 11, the 13, 14 that did play that match, gave a superb welcome to that crowd at Old Trafford. Manchester United 5, Leeds United 1. Now, do excuse me once again. Let me just share this link to my handful of fans once again. Uh, so, do bear with me while I do that. That is done. Just one more chat. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Yes, and now let me update my Twitter feed. Yep. I don't do this because my internet connection plays games with me. Dialogue. The slogan is "The future is today." So, dialogue. The future is today. So they want me to finish my podcast before I even started. The future is today. The future is now. Abdul Khalik says, "Lol, seems like you are very happy right now after yesterday." Definitely, what it was yesterday. It started with Rafael Varane's surprise unveiling and Manchester United hammering Leeds United 5-1. What a way to start the season off, man. Really, really, really excited. Like when I was preparing for this show, I had a few here doubts. I had a few. I thought of I had a few negative comments. I was thinking, should I tell this? Should I tell this, or should I not? Because it was a 5-1 win, and it's not the time for you to give negative comments. So I was a little worried on that, but let me get to it. Yes, it is the match reaction day. I will be rating our players who did play today. So yes, that is that. Do give me a minute. Did that work? Yep. So to start off, our lineup yesterday was at the goal stakes between the sticks. It was David De Gea, our number one. He is the number one goalkeeper for me. A lot of argument between him and Dean Henderson, in fact, not Jordan Henderson. Dean Henderson for me, De Gea is the number one. Uh, a lot of people picked Henderson over De Gea because of his uh, call it poor form in saving penalties, I should say, because he's quite poor at saving penalties to make it right. Uh, and it's and this banter started especially after that Europa League final. You can't blame Dahir for that final. Yes, he did not save any penalty, but we shouldn't have taken it to penalties there. So yes, Dahia is my number one. Henderson is, yes, he is ill and therefore he is not able to train. He was not available for the match yesterday as well. David Dahia started for us. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, my right back. People wanted Trippier. People said Trippier is better offensively, but Wan-Bissaka is my right back. A younger prospect and has got a lot of room to improve. He is a promising youngster. Yes, he will improve as time goes. Luke Shaw at left back as usual. Roberto Carlos, Harry Maguire, my captain. Victor Lindelof, the man. Victor Lindelof, partnering Harry Maguire at midfield. Yes, I know my predictions were different, but I did tell you. Since Lindelof and Maguire is playing, Solskjaer might bring in McTominay and Fred, that double pivot, to protect Lindelof. And yes, he did it. I was not quite surprised, but a lot of people did not predict this lineup. A lot of people, especially on Twitter, when the lineups came out, Ollie out was trending. Not quite sure. I'm not quite sure why this keeps happening. Ollie showed what he Ollie showed what he is yesterday. He showed that he is going to do what he wants. And yes, he bought in McTominay, he bought in Fred. It paid off, so it was a good decision for him. That was the midfield pivot. Bruno Fernandes, as usual, at the number 10 role. On the right, we had Daniel James, Pogba on the left, and Mason Greenwood, the generational talent. What a kid he is. So let me get off to the match ratings to start off with David Dahia. I rated. Yes, before I start the ratings, do send me what you guys think, your ratings on these players. Do send it to me. Yes, like I told you, like I always tell you, football is about opinion. My opinion differs from yours. So do send in your ratings, your thoughts. If you've got any questions, do send them on the live chat. To start off with David Dahia, I've given him a 7. Uh, to be frank, he had nothing much to do. That goal that was scored by Ailing, if I'm not wrong, was a wonder goal. That was, I think, the goal of the match, if I'm not wrong. He couldn't do much about that. Apart from that, I don't think he really had anything to do. His distribution was decent. He was quite loud behind there. He had nothing much to do. So yes, I gave him a 7. Not really going for average scores. It is a good day. It was a good day. In fact, it was a good match, a superb match. I don't think I should go with anything negative, really. So I really did not want to go 6 and below with the players. So yes, I did rate David Dahia 7. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, uh, right back. I think he too really did not have much to do. Uh, he had good passing in the first half. I must say his passing was really good in the first half. Apart from that, he was quite good defensively as usual. I don't think our defense specifically had a lot to do yesterday. Leeds United at the attack, they too did not do much. There was not a lot of crosses. So not a lot of things done by the Leeds United attack. So I really don't think, not really don't think. In fact, our defense did not have much to do. Says I've gone with a 7 for Aaron Van Bissaka as well. And Roberto Carlos is up next. And yes, I think he too had nothing much to do. Uh, I personally expected much more from Luke Shaw offensively, but I think with Rashford's absence and Paul Pogba coming into the left wing, I really don't think he has that chemistry he has with Rashford, and therefore that link-up play was not quite there between Paul Pogba and Luke Shaw. That is what I think. Do send in what you think about that. So yes, I did rate Luke Shaw as 7 as well. He do had nothing much to do. Our defense, like I said, specifically had nothing much to do. Harry Maguire, I've rated him as 7 as well. Once again, he too really did not have much to do. I was a little worried when there were a few set pieces taken. But apart from that, yeah, really, he did not have much to do as well. Victor Lindelof, who is the Sweden captain, if you did not know, he is the new Swiss captain. Iceman, Victor Lindelof, man, what an assist that was. Superb, wasn't it? From the back to get Bruno Fernandes there to pick him out. And yes, what a goal, too. It was. I think it is a superb assist. Victor Lindelof has been doing this throughout last season as well. If you did watch, along with, I think it was mostly Rashford who picked this assist when Lindelof put in that lob pass from the back. I think Rashford's touches were superb, and Lindelof does that pass quite well from the back. So I think that assist made me give him an 8. So I've rated Victor Lindelof 8. Moving on to Scott McTominay. To be honest, I was not happy with McTominay speaking. I was not happy with this midfield pivot of Fred Rodriguez and Scott McTominay. This is not my midfield for me, but I think they're great squad players. These two players are really great. If you noticed, throughout the match yesterday, yes, Abdul Khalik says, "What do you think about Varane's unveil?" I'll get back to that in a while. Uh, Back to McTominay. If you did notice yesterday, like I've not quite said this in previous shows, but something I've noticed is Scott McTominay and Fred, and I did say this on the first show. These two midfielders, they are not holding midfielders. These guys have the potential to go there. They're box to box midfielders, and they get to show their true colors when they are allowed to run forward and make those runs. If you did watch the match yesterday, McTominay made a few good runs and he had a few shots on goal. This was because he had the freedom to move forward. This is because it's Leeds United against any other team. I don't think McTominay will be allowed to move forward. But there were a few times where McTominay did have a few runs forward. He took a shot on goal. I think McTominay is a box to box midfielder for me. He is not a holding midfielder, and I've rated him 7. I think he had good energy throughout the match, good in the air. I think. There was one moment where he had to head the ball, and Lindelof was trying to head it as well. Lindelof was not getting anywhere close to it. I think McTominay handled that situation really well, and his passing too was quite good. And Fred, moving on to Fred, uh, for me, I did not see Fred play that first half. Where was he? But from that second half, he comes on and scores that goal. Man, what a player, isn't it? Uh, Honestly speaking, in the first half, I really did not see Fred doing much. Uh, it was all about the second half of Fred for me. I think he was okay in the second half, nothing much to do once again. But that goal, who knew Fred could score on his first touch? He's got that Brazilian passport back. He's got those Brazilian skills. He scored in his first touch. I think it was a good goal for him and a good boost in confidence to him as well. So yes, rated Fred a 7. Uh, Let me get to Abdul Khalik's question. He says, "What do you think about Varane's angle?" I think it was superb. I just don't have words, to be honest. Uh, like I said, you the Manchester United fans out there did not know about this. This was a surprise unveiling. Nobody really knew which jersey number he was going to wear. Yes, a few people predicted it was 19, a few said it was going to be 4, and then he comes out with that jersey number 19, Rafael Varane. He walks out to the center, shows off that jersey. Man, what a signing. Takes off his phone immediately, takes that selfie, posts it on social media. And that moment between Rio Ferdinand and Rafael Varane, I love that moment. Rafael Varane, one of the best centre backs in the world currently, having that moment with his idol Rio Ferdinand. What a moment for him! What a moment for us! What a player for Manchester United! That is my thoughts on Rafael's unveiling. I think Manchester United should do this more often. A surprise unveil, maybe next summer with Erling Haaland. A lot of Bayern Munich fans saying that Bayern are going to hunt him down. I did read a few sources saying that Borussia Dortmund don't want to sell him to rivals and prefer selling him to a Premier League club. And his destination, Manchester United. His colleague, his friend, his best friend. Surely best friend, isn't it? Jadon Sancho is at Manchester United. His childhood manager, uh, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at Molde, who was at Molde, now at Manchester United. He's here. So yes, the obvious destination for Haaland is Manchester United, but I do have a few concerns in Erling Braut Haaland coming to Manchester United. Will it be a hindrance to Mason Greenwood's growth? I'll get back to Mason Greenwood a bit later on. And now for the man, Bruno Fernandes. What a hat trick that was! What a performance he had! And I'm sure looking at that performance, if those Portuguese fans out there, if those Portuguese people, football fans out there did watch this match, I'm sure they'll be crying. If you ask me why, I don't think Portuguese really used Bruno Fernandes properly in his role for his role at the Portuguese national team for the Euros. You saw him being subbed off. They thought he was the problem. He was not the problem. Definitely. Uh, yes, it was such a cool unveil, honestly. I told you, like I said, Manchester United should do this more often. And since you are a Bayern Munich fan, let me tell you, they should do this maybe next summer for Erling Haaland. Let's see. About Bruno Fernandes again, I think those Portuguese fans out there are crying. They're on their knees crying for sure because they have not used Bruno Fernandes to his potential at that Euros. If they watch this performance, okay, calm down. Cool, Amar Qasim. You can't calm down. Dude, Manchester United beat Leeds United 5-1. Look at that start for the Premier League, man. How do you expect me to calm down? A Bruno hat-trick, our Portuguese magnifico. You did. If you know the chant, superb chant. The problem is I'm not sure if I can use that language live. So yes, let me not chant that out for you. You guys probably know that if you are Manchester United fans, getting back to Bruno Fernandes, what a performance, what a hat trick, what a player, what a player. Bruno Fernandes, and I've rated him a 10 out of a 10. If I could rate 50, yes, I would give him that 50. I stick to the limit of 10. The maximum was 10 for me. So, yes, it's a 10 out of 10 for Bruno Fernandes. I think he made a few good runs, especially on that assist he got from Victor Lindelof. I think that was a good run there. One thing that we noticed was the offside rule has changed. Yes, we did get to witness that as well. Bruno Fernandes's goal, had it been last season, it would have been called offside with the VAR rules which were present last season, which has now been changed with thicker lines, which further allowed this goal to stand. A bit of a bad throat, so yeah. Moving on, Daniel James. To be honest, I really like this guy, but unfortunately, he's not the player for Manchester United. He's not up to that mark yet. I don't think he is a Manchester United player. He is not up to that standard of a Manchester United player. I gave him an average 6. I did not want to go below average. Like I said, it's a good start for us. It was a good match, was a good day, a superb day. In fact, so much of it, things happening out there, hat tricks, quadruple essays, Rafael Varane, 75,000 fans at the stadium. It's too good for a day. It's too much for us for a day, actually. So yes, I did not want to go below average. So I did rate Daniel James a 6. I think games like Leeds United are perfect. Is a perfect game for Daniel James because you've got a lot of open spaces, and this guy's got a lot of pace, and I think he could use his pace very well, but did not turn out to work well this time for Daniel James. He had a couple of chances. He did miss. I think there was one good chance where he used his pace a bit and took a shot towards the goal, but unfortunately, his foot, I think it hit the ground and then made contact with the ball, so he couldn't make proper contact with the ball. He missed a couple of chances. Like overall, a quiet game for Daniel James. Moving on to Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba, we want you to stay. Give him that contract, man. The things I would do for him to sign that contract. Man, what a player, and that link up between Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba. It's still pathetic, man. To be honest, honestly speaking, I really don't like the fact that Solskjaer uses Paul Pogba on that left wing, left flank. But yes, it did pay off yesterday. But that's going to be a problem when Rashford is fit or when Martial gets back to proper form. So I'm not quite sure what Solskjaer will do there. I would love to see him at the midfield role. If you did observe the match yesterday, most of Pogba's assists were on those central areas, especially the Greenwood. Apart from the Fred assist, which he crossed from somewhere on the box, which was somewhere from that left side. I think the other three assists he did assist were from central areas, and that Greenwood assist, man, what a assist was that! I don't think there are many players out there right now which could do what he did. Uh, what he did, I just saw a few comments. I'll do pin them later on. What he did, maybe a Bruno Fernandes, a Kevin De Bruyne, Paul Pogba himself can do it, but I really don't think there are many players out there who could do that pass. In fact, Paul Pogba did for Mason Greenwood. 4 assists on another day. He is the man of the match, but after that hat trick, it was Bruno Fernandes. Turns out to show what a good match it was. On a normal day, a player with 4 assists isn't he not going to get the man of the match award? But no, it was not him. It was Bruno Fernandes. He stole the show. Pogba with 4 assists. And one thing I liked with Pogba is he looked happy the whole day yesterday. You saw him hugging Jadon Sancho, hugging the players around, and after that assist for Bruno Fernandes, how he slid and did that celebration of Bruno Fernandes, hands on his ear. It is a happy Pogba. You love to see a happy Pogba, which gives us signs that the contract is gonna be signed. So sorry for all those fans out there who think he's gonna come to Real Madrid and PSG. Like, why would a world class player go to Farmers League, man? I really don't understand. Yeah, since he is French, yeah, blah blah blah. So yes, I did rate Paul Pogba a 10 out of 10. You can't go below that really. 4 assists. And yes, adding about that 4 assists, Paul Pogba had 4 assists, more assists in one match than the whole of last season. Just to know, just to know, a fun fact, a fun fact. A happy Pogba gives you 4 assists in one match. Dude. Moving on, Mason Greenwood, generational talent, man, what a player he is. I did see a lot of improvement in Mason Greenwood. Man, his finishing is just out of this world. I really don't have words to say. I think he's the best. Yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Just after the goal he scored, I really like what the commentator said. Right after the goal, the commentator, I'm not quite sure who the commentator was, but what he said was that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did say that Mason Greenwood is the best finisher, and this is the best finisher at the club. And there is Exhibit A. Man, what a comment that was. Superb finishing, that pass from Paul Pogba. It's not easy to score that goal. A lot of people might think that that was an easy goal considering he has good finishing. Listen, he had a lot to look up to there. Just give me a minute. It was such a cool unveil, honestly, but Haaland is fat hopes, bruv. Please, man. Okay, calm down. A few live chats there. You see, Greenwood's goal. After that pass, he had, I'm not quite sure, the Leeds United defender chasing him. Behind him, I think Mason Greenwood had that extra out of pace to go just in front of him. He had that Leeds United chasing him. The angle was tight. The keeper was moving forward a bit. It was a tight angle for him to shoot. He took the other corner. It's not easy to score that goal at just 19 years old. Doing that, what a player! What a player! And yes, I must say that Mason Greenwood is surrounded with good players. He's got Harry Maguire. He is a learning player, Mason Greenwood, and he's surrounded by, I must say, a very good bunch of players. He's got Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Edinson Cavani, Paul Pogba, Jadon Sancho's coming. There's Marcus Rashford, who comes from the academy. Anthony Martial. He is surrounded by a load of good players. He got into a few good positions yesterday. Got the goal he deserved, and I did rate him an 8. Listen, I really wanted to go for that 10, but I stick to 8 because I shouldn't overdo it. But I think he deserves that 10 because at the age of 19, the first match in the new Premier League season, a lot of hopes at a club like Manchester United. The responsibility is far more heavier than when you play at another club. At the age of 19, a lone striker taking on two centre backs of your rival team, not just two centre backs, taking on the whole defense sometimes at times. At the age of 19, what he did there was just out of words. I did see a lot of improvement. His positioning, how he drags defenders. I did not see that last season, but this season it was quite to see him drag those defenders was superb. I think that is something he has learned from Cavani. Something I would love to do after Cavani's contract is expired is to have him at that coaching setup. I think he would do a brilliant coach, for, especially a guy like Mason Greenwood. But no, he wants to go back. He wants to spend time with his family, so that won't happen. And hopefully Juan Mata, however you like for it to be pronounced, gets into the coaching setup next year. Uh, that was our starting 11. So, yes, I went with 8 for Mason Greenwood. And apart from that, we had a few substitutes. Another positive yesterday was to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer used those substitutes quite early. Throughout last season, Solskjaer used his substitutes quite late. He waited for the 70th minute, 75th, 80th minute to use his substitutions. And that was very worrying. But yeah, I think Matic came on somewhere around the 68th minute, and then he brought in Sancho and Martial, if I'm not wrong. Uh, you don't often see that from Solskjaer and Matic, Sancho, and Martial. I've rated all three of them with a 6 because they really did not have much to do. They just came out of the bench and a few good minutes they got, and I really don't think they had much to do. Moving on to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, our manager. OGS. I've rated him a 9. Uh, I think he got it right yesterday, a different lineup from what most of the people expected yesterday. He showed that he is going to do what he wants. I really wanted to see Donny van der Beek out there. It was really disappointing to see him at the bench. I saw him applauding when a few goals were scored, and also this one got his hat trick. Bruno Fernandes. So it was really sad to see him at the bench there. I was really disappointed to see him at the bench. I really wanted to see Donny van der Beek. If not for starting, I thought he should have bought van der Beek instead of Matic because we were all ahead of the game. We had clearly won the game when Matic came on. It was 5-1. Matic did not have much to do. I think Donny should have got a few minutes, got a few minutes to his self, and I think maybe added one or two more goals within that short span of time. You never know. uh, Also about Paul Pogba yesterday, like I told you, he got more assists in one game. That was yesterday's game than last season. About Paul Pogba once again, he got 4 assists, but Pogba had a lot of time and space yesterday. This was because it's Leeds United.